Hello there, YouTube. It's your boy B3 back with another kicking action figure review. This is the last review I need to do to finish off all the figures from the last haul. We did all the dinosaurs and pterosaurs, and now we're doing our universal monster, the Gillman himself. This is the creature from the Black Lagoon from NECA's Ultimate Universal Monsters line. I've always wanted a creature from the Black Lagoon in this scale, but I never got any of the Diamond Selects. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now I have this guy, and he is truly gorgeous. Like, absolutely beautiful. You have that deep, deep green, but then there's also a very prominent color on the lips, and the eyes really pop. It's almost like slightly metallic on the edge of his gills, and on the edge of each of his scales here, you can see there's like almost kind of a greenish gold border on all the scales on the fingers, with very cool claws with paint variety in them. This is like a $35 figure retail. I did get him retail, but I'm seeing him going for a lot more, like immediately when he came out. He's so cool. God, look at that effing sculpt on him. Look at all that sculpting on the bottom of the feet. He's got peg holes, but he's got nice flat feet, so he stands pretty well. Wow, and then look at that. And this is the reason for this structure is to cover up the zipper. But it did a damn good job. This is like actually a gorgeous looking figure. Magnificent. And it's got like these kind of rubbery coverings on the joints here to hide the joints. I mean, this is a truly gorgeous figure. Speaking of joints, you have up on the head, you could get it high enough for like a decent swimming pose, but then if you point the torso up a little, you can get him in a much better swimming pose. But still, you know, I feel like the head could stand to go a bit higher. It's not the articulation itself, it's these that kind of block it. But you do have good head movement. There's joints on the top and bottom of the neck. So if he looks down real far, it's just this structure being harder plastic. It's soft plastic, but harder than maybe it would have been on the actual suit. Kind of keeps the head from going up a little, which is really too bad. Up and down and forward and back on the arms. And then you have a double bend here, but it's got this joint cover. You see? So it kind of hides the joint. That's I'm so impressed by this figure. Oh my lord. You've got forward and back on his hands, rotation on said hands. Hi. Beautiful. I love that nice brown. Magnificent figure. Alright. You've got a lot of movement on the torso and the waist here with another rubber covering. I really like the rubber coverings that NECA and McFarlane use. I think they really help the figures look and move better. You hear that, Hasbro? You hear that? Rubber coverings, my dudes. Does it every time. You got in and out on the legs, forward, and he goes back because the rubber covering moves. You got that rubber Gillman bussy. Really liking that. And then there's not really much of a thigh or anything, but you do get a double bend of the knee as well with the joint cover. See? Very cool. Up and down on the feeties. And a pivot. The leg covers do hinder a little here, but not as much as they would if they weren't rubbery. So yeah, he's got really good articulation, but honestly he's already worth it just for the gorgeous, gorgeous sculpt. Now let's get into accessories. You see he kind of has these kind of basic hands here, these just kind of neutral hands, and this mouth closed head, but he actually comes with several other hands and heads. You know, the creature himself didn't have any like weapons or any items he held that were iconic. He just kind of, all his weapons are built in, you know? They were in the Pleistocene hand, even though they called him the Devonian man, which doesn't make sense. But he has a couple extra heads. You can see he kind of has this mouth open head. Almost looks like you're supposed to insert something in there. And then you have this head. This is the one I'll be displaying him with. I know it just looks like another closed mouth head, but you can completely open the mouth. So the mouth opens further. But I'll probably have it displayed about like that and then move it around for fun. But I like how they could have just given us, they could have just given us this head, but they chose to give us others, really just to pad out his accessories. I maybe would have done just this head and then a net. The Jada Toys one comes with a net, which I think is cool, but the Jada Toys also comes with a harpoon gun, which I think is kind of pointless if there's no one to hold it, you know? And then he has a bunch of different hands. He has these kind of swimming hands, but you also make good reaching hands. I'm probably going to display him with these, I think, because there is a Crypt Club Loot Crate exclusive creature from the Black Lagoon coming out, and that creature is displayed with these hands in the product images. These are a bit more also kind of reachy, grabby hands, but without the swimming. Maybe I'll do one of these, one of the swimming hand. But these are both going to be, I don't want to display them with both these because I'm going to get another creature that will have these. And I think that other creature also has the mouth open head. It doesn't have all the accessories that this one does. And then it has these really open hands. So a lot of good hand options. And with this figure, you wouldn't have been able to do articulated figures because of the webbing. So it's a really good choice. Now it's time for some size comparisons. Here on the left, we have the NECA Ultimate Frankenstein's Monster from the original Frankenstein's Monster film. Also in color, like our creature here. And they scale pretty perfectly together. And then on the right, we have the Diamond Select Mutant from This Island Earth. By the way, both of these designed by the same lady. Fun fact. Very fun fact. This design was stolen from her, and then this one was concept art she did that was eventually used for a film she didn't work on, I think. Is that right? Whatever. It's fun though. But yeah, so it scales great with these other 7-inch Universal Monster figures. NECA is also pretty well known for their Alien and Predator figures. Here's our Gillman with a couple from the AVP video game. We have the Hunter Predator and the Chrysalis Xenomorph. I think he looks pretty good with the Predator. As you can see, the Predator is a bit taller than him, which does make sense. The Predator should actually even be a little more taller, I think. But I really like this. And the Chrysalis Alien actually is a bit decent more height-wise, which I really like. So he's going to go well with your 7-inch monsters, which is perfect. Especially since he scales well with his own line. That's all he needs to scale well with, but I'm glad he scales with others from NECA and other lines. So honestly, final thoughts on the Gillman. I think he's pretty incredible. They didn't get super creative with the accessories, but it makes sense. Like, I understand it. I think the Jada Toys creature tried to get a little more creative with them, but I understand why a lot of people would prefer the multiple hands. I think I do prefer the multiple hands over the harpoon gun, but I think the net that Jada has would have been a good idea over multiple heads and then just have the jaw articulating head. But he's a beautiful looking figure. He will look magnificent on the shelf. You can pose him up very well. I'm glad I'm getting a second version of him because this is an incredible figure. That's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember, rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.